dictionary, which is not a compliment, whichever way one looks at it. Henry Woodhouse, known to most as Mr. Woodhouse, did not follow the career that had been expected of generations of young Woodhouses. While his father had assumed that his son would farm, in an entirely gentlemanly way, the 600 acres that surrounded their house, Hartfield, the young man had other plans for himself. "I know what you expect," he said. "I know we've been here for the last 400 years. 418, interjected his father. 418, then. I know that, and I'm not saying that I want to go away altogether. It's just that I want to do something else first. Then I can farm later on." His father sighed. "You would be a gentleman farmer," he said. "You do know that, don't you?" The young Woodhouse smiled. "I've never quite understood that concept. What exactly is the difference between a gentleman farmer and a farmer pure and simple?" This question was a cause of some embarrassment to the older Mr. Woodhouse. "These matters shouldn't need to be spelled out," he said. "Indeed, it's not a question that one really likes to answer, and I'm surprised that you feel you need to ask it. A gentleman farmer—" There was a pause, and then— "A gentleman farmer doesn't actually farm, if you see what I mean. He doesn't do the work himself. He usually has somebody else to do it for him, unless—" "Yes, unless—" "Unless he doesn't have the money. Then he has to do it himself." "Like us. We don't have the money, do we?" "No, we don't. We did once, but not any more. And there's nothing dishonourable about that. Having no money is perfectly honourable. In fact, having no money can often be a sign of good breeding." "And a sign of poverty, too." There was another sigh. "I feel we're drawing this out somewhat. The point is that it would be a very fine thing if you chose to farm rather than to be— What was it you wanted to be?" "A design engineer." This was greeted with silence. "I see. It's an important field, and we need to do more engineering design in this country, or we'll be even more thoroughly overtaken by the Germans." This, the young Woodhouse knew, was a fruitful line of argument to adopt with his father, who worried about the Germans and their 20th century lapses. "The Germans do a lot of that sort of thing?" "They do," he assured his father. "That's why they've been so successful industrially. Their cars, you know, go on virtually forever, unlike so many of our own cars that I'm afraid won't even start." "Engineering design," muttered his father, and left it at that. But the argument had been won by the younger generation, and less than a year later Mr. Woodhouse was enrolled as a student of his chosen subject, happy to be independent and away from home, doing what he had always wanted to do. It proved to be a wise choice. After graduating, Mr. Woodhouse joined a small firm in Norwich that specialised in the design of medical appliances. He enjoyed his work and was appreciated by his colleagues, even if they found him unduly anxious, some even said obsessive, when it came to the risk assessment in the development of products. The work was interesting, but perhaps not challenging enough for the young engineer, and in his spare time he puzzled over various drawings and prototypes of his own invention, including a new and improved valve for the liquid nitrogen cylinders used by dermatologists. This device was to prove suitable for other applications, and once he had patented it under his own name, rather to the annoyance of the firm, who mounted an unsuccessful legal challenge, he sold a production licence to a Dutch manufacturer. This provided him with financial security, with a fortune in fact, with which he was able to renovate Hartfield, revitalise the farm, and set up his increasingly infirm parents in the gatehouse. Their ill health unfortunately robbed them of a long retirement, and within a very short time Mr. Woodhouse found himself the sole owner of Hartfield. He had married by then, and in a way that surprised people. Everyone had assumed that the only person willing